Breaking news coming to you live from the most sincere pumpkin patch I've ever seen. We are standing here with the boy who has proof of the existence of the Great Pumpkin. Now let's turn to our panel. Is it possible that the Great Pumpkin is real?
You see, the Great Pumpkin can't be real. I've never seen no Great Pumpkin before, and I've been on God's green earth for nearly 50 years!
You don't have to see something to believe it, Tom. Statistics show that there has been an increase in Great Pumpkin appearances sightings, and sightings has grown by 26% in the last 8 years. This can't be a coincidence.
Tell me then, is it also the same percentage increase that occurs in drug use of teenagers? The idea of a Great Pumpkin is preposterous!
Well, if you look at this pumpkin pie chart, you will see that the pumpkin-to-person ratio has doubled in the last decade, thus meaning that pumpkins are becoming sentient. I believe in the Great Pumpkin. Choose me!
Good grief!
Okay, we got word from our reporter Kevin, who's live on the scene there. Kevin, did the Great Pumpkin arrive?
It appears the Great Pumpkin did not appear after all. His appearance, or lack of appearance, appears to upset the people of this small town. Apparently.
Wow, that's some piss poor reporting there, Kevin.
Jpar, and you are listening to the We Promise Nothing show. This week, we have Kathy and we have Lipp. But before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that all our awesome music on the show is provided by SoundsLikeAnEarful.com. If you need great music for your podcast, check them out. SoundsLikeAnEarful.com. Now, this is going to be two-part. The second part of our review this week, our first part of this show is Monster Squad. I decided to split it up in two because I figured it'd give you a chance to listen to one or the other, or both, maybe, if you're feeling really ambitious. This one, we're actually going to be taking a look at It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And with us today, like I said, we have Kathy and Lipp. Say hi!
Hi!
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, so... first part is Monster Squad. Please listen to that, and this will be the second part of the review this week. This is kind of our way of reviewing some of the requests by the fans, because we know we missed out there when we did They Live. So we're going to do two requests. This was requested by Clayton, It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Monster Squad was requested by Scott. And plus, we also just wanted to watch it again. Alright, before we review it, I'm just going to read a few facts about the Peanuts and this. So in this, when Snoopy pretends to cross the wartime France as a down pilot, he passes signs pointing to two real locations in the Champagne country northeast of Paris: Chalon-sur-Marne and Pont-et-Mousson. That's how it's spelled. The songs that Schroeder plays for Snoopy include World War I songs. It's a long way to Tipperary. There's a long, long trail, and Roses of Piccadilly, and Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag. Charles M. Schulz, a syndicated daily and Sunday American comic strip which drew Peanuts, which was a Sunday American comic strip which ran from October 2nd, 1950 to February 13th, 2000. The strip is one of the most popular and influential in the history of comic strips, with 17,897 strips published in all, making it arguably the longest story ever told by one human being. At its peak, Peanuts ran in over 2,600 newspapers, with a readership of 355 million in 75 countries, and was translated into 21 languages. It helped to cement the 4-panel gag strip as the standard in the United States, and together with its merchandise earned Schulz more than $1 billion. Reprints of the strips are still syndicated and run in almost every U.S. newspaper. Peanuts has been described as the most shining example of American success story in comic strip field. This is ironic because, given its theme that the Great American Unsuccess Story, the main character, Charlie Brown, is meek, nervous, and lacks self-confidence. He is unable to fly a kite, win baseball game, etc. TV Guide ranked the Peanuts television special the 4th greatest TV cartoon of all time. And, of course, a computer animated feature film based on the strip, the Peanuts movie, will be released November 6, 2015.
It's in a few weeks.
Yes, so what do you guys think of The Great Pumpkin? Let's start on that. And go with your memories, too, growing up as a child, because I'm sure you've watched this as you were children.
Yeah,
Because
well,
it's very old. This came out in, what, was it 66, we said?
yes. Well, I know that this movie was, like, we watched it religiously every year around this time of year. My brother and I, we always enjoyed watching it because he was just so, like, you just seen the hope in Linus's face, like, he has to see the Great Pumpkin, and even when nobody's believing him, like, he has such faith. But there's a lot of things about the Peanuts that I love, like the music in the background, like from the sound effects to Snoopy's voice, it all brings me back, and I'm a huge fan of the Peanuts, and I've always enjoyed the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, for lots of reasons, actually. So yeah, I always enjoy it.
For me, I also enjoy it too. Like, I'm one of those people who enjoys Halloween more than Christmas. So, you know, and this is probably one of the rare cases where I probably enjoy the Charlie Brown Christmas better than the Halloween. But I still enjoyed watching the Halloween one every year. I didn't actually realize how much of an influence the war had. You know, even on the Pumpkin special. You know, the Great Pumpkin special. Just with all the music being from the wartime in that scene, and you know, actually being places that he went in France when he fought in World War One, was it? Yeah.
I don't know if there are actually places that he went to.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was I looked that up. It didn't say necessarily he went there. Could be, though. It is mentioned. I mean, that shows that war background, and Schultz in 1943 was drafted in the United States Army. And he served
World
as
War
World War II?
Yeah.
Yeah.
40s would be World War II.
He served as, you're right, sergeant with, he served as staff sergeant with the 20th Armored Division in Europe as a squad leader on a .50 caliber machine gun team. And his unit saw combat only at the very end of the war. Schultz said that he only had one opportunity to fire his machine gun, but forgot to load it. Fortunately, he said the German soldier he could have fired at willingly surrendered. Years later, Schultz proudly spoke of his wartime service.
Oh, interesting.
I know, that is interesting. You definitely see that background when you see Snoopy getting on his doghouse and being the pilot, right?
Yeah, and actually I remember reading some of those old comic strips of, you know, Snoopy versus the Red Baron. I really enjoyed those.
And it's a part
the
of
imagination, and
once again, like you said, imagination. And I think that kind of brings the Peanuts out, like brings them to real life. They're real kids. They imagine. And back in the 60s, back in the 40s, like, kids didn't have internet. You know what I mean? They didn't have, like, iPhones and iPods and all that.
So the paper's a good way to get to them, right? Like, reading the comics in the paper.
No, I just mean the influence of these kids. It's maybe someone watching this nowadays would see it and they wouldn't understand what was going on. Like, well, why are the kids talking so adult? Or, you know what I mean? Like, or why are they, like, doing this? And it's like, because it's kids. They had imagination back then. They didn't have to rely on the internet to entertain them. Like, kids were much different back then than they are now. And there's something about a nice old feeling. It's almost, I mean, we're not American, but it's like Americana, you know what I mean? Like the Peanuts. In some weird way.
Yeah, well, back then, even, like, TV wasn't all that popular. So the only people they were able to imitate were the parents and adults speaking. So they might not have picked up a lot of the baby talk and whatever.
Mm-hmm. This is a family thing, right? Because
Exactly.
I mean, they read the newspaper as well, and that's where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, I mean, it's just like with the long history it has, the way Charles Schultz paved the way for so many comic artists. You know what I mean? Like, there wouldn't be no Garfield, there wouldn't be Calvin and Hobbes, you know, without the Peanuts. Like, he popularized this 4-panel comic and, you know, the Sunday funnies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I remember my parents getting the paper every morning. You know, I'd go in there and find the comic section and read all the comics. And I remember, reading Peanuts all the time. Actually, one of the better ones.
Oh,
It was front page. Always on the front page.
Front for you.
And for the longest time, it was full page.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes
on
on
Saturday.
Sundays when you get the colored ones, it used to be
Sundays, yeah.
you would get the colored ones and it'd be the full front page.
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
Yeah, I was always so excited to see the colored ones on the Sunday and rip it open and read those comics all the time.
And it's like I actually I do like Garfield better than Peanuts, you know what I mean? But I still really appreciate what Peanuts has done. Mm-hmm. And I mean it's like when we watch like this, The Great Pumpkin, like you said, Kath, the music, it's just so pleasant to listen to. It's classical music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I was saying, it's not something that was popular back then because the 60s, it was rock and roll was already out by then, like Elvis and all that was already an influence.
Yeah, but I feel like even when I watch it, nostalgia hits. It's just very nostalgic. Something you've grown up with every year.
And that's what it is. It's like it become a tradition for some people, not all, as we found out.
Which is why they're not here.
So as we were watching this, which came to my surprise, there's 3 things that you don't discuss with people, and that's, I thought it was only 2 things for the longest time, but now I found out it's 3 things. It's politics, religion, and the Great Pumpkin. We tried to show this to 2 of our other usual guests that are on the show. There's a reason why they're not here right now. We tried to present the Peanuts to them, and it got a negative response. And I mean, it's not that I'm trying to censor them or anything like that. It's just I wanted to kind of talk about the Peanuts and how the influence of Charles Schultz and the movie coming out. And I just got such a response from the Unsaid 2. It's kind of yeah.
You're out of the review.
You're out of the review. It's like, hey, if they want to come and retaliate and say, listen, this is why the Peanuts suck, sure, whatever, but, no, that was a big surprise to me. So it's just, the reason why I say that is because it's a funny quote from the movie. That's what Linus says. 3 things you don't discuss with people: politics, religion, and the Great Pumpkin. And we just thought that was a funny little thing that would go with this because of the response we got.
I'm surprised how well it held up after 50 years. It's not that bad to watch. It doesn't seem like it's a 50-year-old cartoon. Obviously, you can tell some of the style's different, and it's not the best animation, but it's comparable actually to some of the stuff even these days.
It's different. It's
classic.
It's classic, exactly. It's something that's familiar, you know what I mean? And it just kind of gives you a comfort. I mean, and maybe if you didn't grow up seeing this when you were younger, maybe it doesn't affect you that way. And
well, I think it also helped that I I was able to identify with certain characters in the Peanuts myself, and that which actually brought me closer to the cartoon as well. So I think it comes from that mostly.
Well, and I just like that. Like I said, it's almost like I said, they talk like adults, like they're adults. It's I'll sue you, and this is the most sincere pumpkin. What does that mean, sincere? I don't know what that means either. But I mean,
either.
And what was that other thing that was said?
What's a sincere pumpkin?
I don't know. There was some other clever stuff said as well.
The documents not notarized.
Oh yes, the notarized documents. That was funny.
Therefore, she doesn't have to hold the football for Charlie Brown.
Right. That was her excuse for pulling the football away from Charlie Brown, which was also, I thought, pretty clever.
For a kid to say, absolutely.
Well, yeah, and even for an old cartoon from back in the '60s, it's well written. It's not just some fluff.
Mm-hmm. And they're also trying to encourage adults to watch the show as well. And Lipp had mentioned earlier that if they only talked like children dribble, the adults wouldn't be as interested in watching it with their kids and bringing them to the movies, because back then you couldn't.
That's not a movie though. It was on TV.
Well, yes, okay. Well, it's on TV or whatever. They wouldn't actually watch it with their kids type thing.
All right. So do we want to review this? Do we need to review this?
Well, I think we should give it a score, absolutely.
Okay, well, I don't know where I would compare it to anything because...
Well, it's not a movie.
It's not a movie. It's only a half hour.
Half-hour TV special.
Right.
50 years old. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5. I still enjoy it, actually, to this day. You know, it's good. The music's great. It's nostalgic as hell.
Right. It's nostalgic.
For me, it's 3.5 out of 5.
I feel weird even rating it. I think it's just a fun thing that someone should go back and
You think it should be a
watch
yes or
anyways.
no? Thumbs up, thumbs down? I'd give it a thumbs up.
Like I can't rate it to anything else that we've ever rated, so I can't compare it to that. So I'm gonna give it 4 Great Pumpkins out of 5 Great Pumpkins.
Oh, wow. A great pumpkin.
Well, yeah, it's not a star rating, you know. It's not a movie, so that's what I'm gonna give it. Because I'm comparing it as a kid in a Halloween special, it gets 4 Great Pumpkins. If it was just a regular star rating, it might get less stars. But because it's a rating in Great Pumpkins, it gets a little bit more.
I'd probably give it a 4. Whether it was a rating or a Great Pumpkin rating or whatever.
Yep.
Like,
I guess I'm still gonna stick with my 3.5 pumpkins.
No, that's fine.
One of them is slightly carved. That's about it. You know, it's still a really good TV show for its time, and I still enjoy it to this day.
And I'm actually excited to see the new movie. I like the way they're animated. It doesn't like they're computer animated, but it doesn't take away from the old school animation. Like it still looks like the characters.
And I noticed that in a few scenes, it looks like a few parts were actually drawn in by hand.
It almost seems
some of
that
the
way.
some of the
There's a
mouths.
couple-
It's
It's intentionally made to look like it's drawn in.
Yeah,
which is
exactly,
cool.
which I really enjoyed. And I know that they didn't mess with with the sound effects and their voices too much, which I was really happy about as well.
It looks pretty true to the original style of Schultz, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, and then the thing is, I don't even usually get excited to go see cartoons in the theater, but I actually kind of want to see this. Like, it is a nostalgia thing. Like, I don't mind seeing revamped, Muppets or Peanuts or like anything like that.
Yeah. Well, when I first saw the trailer for the movie, I actually pretty much did the Snoopy Dance of Joy after seeing. If anyone could picture that, I was totally doing that in my head when I was watching the trailer. I was very excited.
All right, so there you go. That's thoughts on Peanuts, and it's it's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown.
Yes.
I have a hard time saying the title.
I got a rock. It had to be mentioned. It's one of the most famous quotes I think from it.
Yeah, I got a rock.
That's just I think it's kind of what makes Charlie Brown a little bit appealing. You know, everyone's always shitting on him. It's just that's part of life. Life's not always super awesome. It's sometimes you get shit on. Sometimes all you get's rocks and footballs pulled out from underneath you.
Sometimes you get the smallest Christmas tree, and then everyone calls it the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And
yeah, now every shitty Christmas tree ever is known as your Christmas tree.
So you would develop some sort of a complex if you were a real kid, and every time someone in real life got a shitty tree, they're like, "Oh, that's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree." Like you'd feel pretty shitty about yourself. You know what I mean? Like.
Or when someone says a bad joke, it's like, oh my god, you just copied that.
It's true, because we do say that.
I can't relate at all. Not at all.
Alright, now that we're talking about trailers as well, we're going to talk about the trailer that's on every nerd's mind.
Star Wars.
What? I never heard of that before. Star Wars. What is this Star Wars you speak of?
Star Wars.
You see, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Alright, so the new Star Wars trailer. It's like the third trailer for The Force Awakens.
Episode 7.
Episode 7. Yeah, love the original Star Wars. Not a fan of episode 1, 2, and 3, but I believe that between 1, 2, and 3 there is salvageable parts that can be turned into a good movie. But I am actually super...
Like all three combined into one.
Yeah, maybe like take all the best parts from the 3 and combine it into one good movie. You can definitely do that.
Remove every scene with Jar Jar Binks in it.
Pretty much.
And I was never, I don't know, I never had such a hard on...
Hard on? I never had such a hard on either when I saw Padme.
I never... I never had a hate on
Princess
Jar
Amidala, I'll
Jar
do
Binks
that.
myself, because I just think, okay, that's just that's just the way they speak in.
I think
planet,
everybody's...
and I understood them.
The real
I don't know.
fans, what they were upset about was he was put in there specifically for children to sell stupid-ass merchandise and talk like an idiot, instead of being the serious, dark Star Wars we wanted.
Well, yeah, but he was trying to replace C-3PO for the comedic relief. He went a little overboard, and I do understand that.
Didn't
I didn't hate,
C-3PO
like,
in it
and don't get me wrong, I wasn't like a huge Jar Jar Binks fan, but I didn't hate him either. I don't know why everyone has such a hate on for him.
Wow.
That's just my opinion.
The things they did wrong in episode 1 was kill off Darth Maul right away, because he was
Yeah.
so
Oh, yes,
goddamn
that'll
cool.
agree.
and
He should have been
Jar
like the
Jar.
villain all the way through those movies. Until the last episode where Anakin kills Darth Maul and takes his place as the apprentice to Darth Sidious, the Emperor, right?
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I have much higher hopes for this new episode. Episode 7.
Oh, yes.
Based on the trailer alone, it's looking really good. Some of the scenes look awesome.
It looks more like the old Star Wars.
Yes, I get that feeling too. It's less bright and
It's
it's
darker.
darker.
It's back to like a sense of mystery. There's a sense of mystery to it again. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's really happening this time. Like, it's like, does Han and Leia have a kid? Where are they? Does Luke have a kid? Some people think Luke might be on the dark side, or who's Kylo Ren and who's all these characters?
Does Han Solo have a daughter?
Yeah, who knows?
We'll find out. I'm very excited, very excited. I'm trying to actually limit the amount of info I'm getting, just so that you get lots of surprises.
Well, that's why I was like, I don't really want to talk about this because I've had to watch the trailers. I'm like, yes. Because I'm trying to, I find like trailers are just giving away too much.
They absolutely give away tons these days, so I know what you're talking about when you say you like to avoid trailers, but I had to watch it. Had to.
I found like Age of Ultron gave away too much info. Terminator Genesis gave away too much info. Jurassic World gave away too much info. They'll give away everything.
Well, I try to avoid certain trailers as much as possible for that reason, because I like to be surprised and I like to see every scene for the first time while watching the movie.
Yeah. That being said, choo choo, jump on the hype train for Star Wars.
Hype train,
Hype train, hype train, hype train.
All right. We got a little more time here, so did you guys want to do a quick round of Pitch That Movie?
Pitch that movie. Let's do it.
It's time for everybody's favorite game show.
Pitch That Movie.
That's right. This is the game show where the contestants pitch their movie ideas to a picky movie producer, and we decide which one is the best. Now, generally, I would be the one who's hosting, but because I'm going to compete this time, why? Because I fucking want to, that's why. And because there's only 3 of us, so we're just going to make it a little more interesting. We're going to do the same rules. Someone rolls up a random number in our die 20. We get a random celebrity premise and prefix and why do I... And a, so thank you! Why do I keep going back to that fucking word?
Leftus.
Now, because I can't be the judge because I'll be participating, we're actually just going to vote for each other's. And you can't vote for your own, obviously. And the last person has to be the tiebreaker. So that way there's no ties at the end. Alright, so are you ready?
We're ready.
Lipp, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
I think I might be ready as well. So why don't you roll it up there, Kathy?
12.
So you get Jack Nicholson.
Roll number 2. 17.
And you get a drama.
A Jack Nicholson drama.
Jack Nicholson drama. 10.
With Scary.
Ooh, a scary drama.
10.
Scary Best Friends.
Scary best friend drama.
Oh my goodness.
Take it away, Kathy.
Okay, you see Jack Nicholson. He's in the middle of the woods in a cabin, and he's planning his a party of sorts. I think it's let's call it a retirement party. And he decided to have it in the cabin in the woods where they could all go fishing and hunting and whatever. But little did he know is that his high school sweetheart has been found and was going to surprise Jack Nicholson at this cabin. But unfortunately, they had set him up, to meet this incredible person, and unfortunately, his scary best friends have brought out this woman who was completely opposite of the person that he remembered. And so he was frightened because she was a little disfigured.
Not buying this, Lipp. What do you got?
No.
All right. Jack Nicholson is a mad scientist, and he creates his own Frankenstein best friend girlfriend. They fall in love.
Got it.
But
Sorry.
sadly, over time, her fake skin starts falling off, and Jack Nicholson cannot love his fake best friend girlfriend any longer, and has to kill her, going crazy. Here's Johnny tearing up.
I wanted to do that.
Here's Johnny tearing up his best friend girlfriend in theaters this Halloween. The name is Best Friend Girlfriend Frankenstein.
What the fuck? How am I gonna top that?
I don't know. It's awesome though.
Alright. So, Jack Nicholson is with his scary best friend, Boris Karloff, CGI'd in. Alright? I don't know why I went Boris Karloff. You said Frankenstein. I wasn't thought of that. So, they're going around, and they're trying to scare people. It's back in the 20s. They're playing tricks on people. Or are they getting treats? I don't know. Could be the birth of Halloween. Or it could be something scary, but also a drama in a way. So, they bang on doors. They don't get any answers. Jack Nicholson grabs an axe. He chops it. He says, "Hey, can I have some candy?" All nice, like, you thought I was going to say, "Here's Johnny," right? I'm not going to rip his shit off. And then, after they eat the candy, his scary best friend, Boris Karloff, eats poison candy and dies. And he's so sad, he cries and cries, and then he says, "Damn you, Halloween!" And...
No, that's cool.
I'm going to tell you this. Despite the booze, I'm going to give my vote to Jpar.
I'm going to give my vote to Lipp.
Mine goes to Lipp.
Yeah.
After he did his, I had
there was no coming
nothing.
back from that.
He did the "Here's Johnny" thing, and like my whole thing was relying on the "Here's Johnny."
I was gonna avoid the "Here's Johnny," but apparently,
we would not avoid that route.
You're
All right,
Alright, let's roll it up.
okay.
15.
All right, so we got a duo: Chris Farley and David Spade. And they are in a shoot 'em up
Ooh, shoot him up.
with Screaming. What'd you roll?
And 18.
Screaming Grannies.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, pitch this to me.
Alright, we got Chris Farley and David Spade going on a road trip across the United States. Just like every movie they've ever done together. They end up in some weird drug deal where they have to bring guns across the country. Holy shnikes, Richard! Oh God, what'd you do? Whoa! We hit a granny! She's screaming!
Oh my god.
Yeah, driving around. You can't believe you shot the granny! We have to get her to a hospital, quick! And, scene. That's all I got.
Wow. So, Chris Farley and David Spade are two undercover cops who go undercover in an old age home with a lot of screaming grannies. Now, under their investigation, they're trying to find people who are drugging old people with a unique drug that's been caught on the street lately. Kids have been using it. So they go there and they go undercover as old people. Before you know it, the bad guys show up to do the deal. Chris Farley trips on some stuff, knocks it down onto the bad guys, some guns fall out of boxes. It's a shoot 'em up. Everyone starts shooting. Even the old grannies and grandpas are screaming and they're grabbing their guns and they're a part of the shooting as well. Somehow by accident, the grannies and grandpas kill the bad guys. Chris Farley and David Spade get promoted to sergeants on their team. The end.
Nice. That flowed pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that one.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, Kathy, do it up.
All right, so you see, my story takes place. It'll be in a western type thing. Picture a saloon, and you see Chris Farley and David Spade, trying to think up ways to save his father's company. So they decide that they get the camera pans left. You see a poster, wanted strippers. So they decide, well, how else are we going to save Dad's company? So, and of course, David Spade is trying to talk him out of it. He's like, but I got to do it. It's going to be great. So, and then you see the lights come down, and then the lights are you see a scene, and there's no lights right now, and then you see the lights come up, and then you see Chris Farley in leather and a cowboy hat with a gun, and he's doing his dance, pulling up his pants and everything like that, and he thinking that he had blanks in his gun. He just starts shooting this gun, trying to be all sexy. But what he didn't realize that the bullets were real. And the grannies all in the audience were screaming because they were getting killed. And David Spade's like, oh my God, what did he do this time? And Chris Farley was like, I didn't mean to do it. I live in a van down by the river. But in the end, I failed this week badly.
Okay, I am gonna vote for Lips.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine to Jpar.
I'm gonna give my vote to Lipp. Because nobody likes me. And I don't blame them. My ideas were weak.
You chose his over mine?
I like Jpar's. I really did. I thought I was gonna win that one.
Alright, well, you pretty much won because you got 2 points, but let's just do one more for fun, just to see if I can redeem myself somewhere here. Don't worry, I got 0 points too, Kathy. And I get to roll this time.
Do it up.
Alright, who do I get? William Shatner. Superhero movie.
Oh, yeah.
With celebrity.
Okay, that's all fitting together. Celebrity.
Mustache.
6 gets me ghosts. Celebrity ghosts.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, William Shatner is a superhero. Or not necessarily, he's in a superhero movie with celebrity ghosts. Alright. So, William Shatner is playing a janitor. And the janitor's cleaning up at a Comic-Con or maybe even a Trekkie conference, a Star Trek conference. So he's cleaning up, and it happens to take place beside an old haunted factory, a chemical factory. So one night, as he's leaving the place where the Star Trek conference was, after he cleans that up, he sees like a weird glowing from the building next door. And next door? what is this weird glowing over here? And he goes to check it out, because why not, right? It's like, I'm gonna open the door and see what's inside. I don't know. I can go totally overboard with this. And then, before he knows it, there's ghosts in there. And they're celebrity ghosts. So, they are Leonard Nimoy and Bones McCoy. They come back from the dead to help him out. Jim, we have given you the powers to become a superhero.
Damn it, Spock! You gotta ruin everything with your logic!
My name is Leonard Nimoy, not Spock. Anyways, they carry on in this fashion. Bones McCoy thinking that they're actually still in the show, and Leonard Nimoy realizing that they're both just ghosts. But they're helping William Shatner, and now William Shatner has ghost powers. And he's a superhero, and it helps him fly and go through walls and stuff, right? Because they're ghost powers. And then...
Not bad.
Yeah, and then Tom Hiddleston shows up as the bad guy, and he wants all the ghost powers of all the celebrities, right? So he wants the Michael Jackson ghost, he wants like all the popular celebrities that have died in the past. You know, he wants all the power and all the knowledge, you know, because he's all got like Albert Einstein's ghost and even Hitler's ghost is a bad guy, right? So he has all those ghost powers. So William Shatner has to use his ghost powers to take on Tom Hiddleston and his evil ghost powers to make an awesome Ghost Man movie.
Okay, interesting. I like it.
A little long-winded, but I think I finally got there.
That pitch needs to come down a little bit, but that's not too bad.
Hey, feel free to cut me off when I'm talking, because I do that to you guys. So.
All right.
Kathy will get the second stab at this.
Oh, God. So, we have William Shatner in a superhero movie. He is not the superhero. The superhero are the celebrity ghosts that he calls with his Ouija.
With his Ouija board?
Yeah, with his Ouija board. Because the problem that they're having is supernatural. And he says, well, who can save us now? And he goes, oh, yes, let's ask the other side. You know, if we're having problems with the other side, maybe, you know, they can help us out with that. And it's like, oh, yeah. So he goes to the Ouija and he's like, Mr. Ouija, is there anyone who can send us? Or whatever.
Mr. Ouija! Set a star course for!
We need to set
a course for!
Set a course for
Celebrity
superhero
ghosts!
Celebrity ghosts.
Celebrity ghosts.
Who could also be superheroes. So everything starts shaking, and then here comes down before like, some superhero ghosts like Gabriel, Peter, you know, angels, and old celebrity ghosts like Wayne Newton, you know, and
who's Wayne Newton?
I don't know. He's a singer as well.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know.
I think. Okay.
No, I was thinking of
Cut.
yeah, it's seen. Yeah, I have nothing. I had an idea and it was good, but it went away because I coughed it out. Apparently, I'm not feeling well, people. I apologize.
What do you got, Lipp?
All right. We have William Shatner in a superhero movie with celebrity ghosts. We're bringing Leonard Nimoy in as a celebrity ghost who gives William Shatner powers. William Shatner is a powerless farmer until Leonard Nimoy takes him over, creating the stuttering time distortion man. Every time between his words, time stops, slowly jumping him forward in time, making it look like he talks at a normal speed. He's that's I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay. What? How am I supposed to vote? I'll give it to Kathy because you just ripped my idea off, except for the funny, like, the talking thing. That was funny.
My vote goes to Jay.
Yeah, I'll give it to Jay as well.
All right. Yes, I got a point. Not like it matters. I still didn't win.
That's funny.
Yes, I got a point.
What's your point?
So that was yeah. All right. If you like what you hear, make sure to like, share, subscribe, And if you disagree with anything you hear on here, leave a comment below. But don't forget, we promise nothing. This is Jay signing out.
Kathy.
And Lipp.
Good night, folks.